video. This is Wild Unfiltered. Why the name? Because Wild is my name, and Unfiltered because this is a safe space for all of us to talk about anything and everything that we want to. So welcome to everyone. So today I thought I'd do a favourites video. So this is just a list of things that I've been really enjoying, whether it's wearing or using, lots of different things. I'm going to encompass quite a few different things, and yeah, some of it's luxury, some of it's not, but that's real life, isn't it? So let's get going. I have, as always, my Mulberry Planner. So while we're talking about the planner, this is actually my first pick. So this is the absolutely beautiful, you can see that, this is the Mulberry Planner in the large size, and I think I mentioned in another video I've had this, must be 25 or even 30 years. I really can't remember exactly when I bought it. More recently I've started using it again because I do like to write, and I like to write more than I like to type. So yeah, I've just gone back to using this, and especially for planning videos and everything else. So this has been an absolute firm favourite. When I do need to carry it anyway, it is quite heavy, and I am thinking whether to invest in the Louis Vuitton. I'm not sure, so we'll see. But that is the first one. So none of these are in any order, but my second favourite to mention is this. And this is the Louis Vuitton key clay. And you see I've got my key on the end of this. And I bought this in Paris. And I have no idea why I haven't bought one of these before. It's just been a little godsend. And yeah, I keep my key on there, you can keep it inside. I put my actual key, my car key fob in there. I can fit a credit card in here, I can fit a bit of cash if I need it, I can fit a lip balm or whatever you want to carry. I'm a sufferer of cold sores. I don't know if anyone else has that awful thing, but I always carry some cream for that with me in case. And I also carry tablets. I get really bad migraines, so yeah, if I just carry a tablet in here, and I can fit everything in. And the reason I bought this was because of my other favourite, which is here, which is the Petite Malle. And again, I bought this in Paris, and this is it's just so amazing. And yeah, I bought the key clay because, just take this out, because I wanted a small pouch. I have a mini pochette, which has always been a firm favourite, but obviously it won't fit in a mini bag. So I bought this so that it would fit all my little essentials in there, and off we go. And yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. So and also, just if I just want to nip out to the shop, got everything I want in one place. And yes, you know, it's not quite as easy to get your credit card out of here compared to, say, a card case, but first world problems, eh? So I have no idea why I didn't buy one of these before. I waited until the prices were so crazy that I paid over the odds for one. Who knew? Don't regret it. I'm using it every single day. It doesn't scratch the inside of your bag. It feels lovely. It looks lovely. I'm very happy with it. So that's my second favourite, but this is then goes on to this one. So I've only used this a couple of times, maybe 3 or 4 times since I got it in Paris. But I just love it. I mean, it just looks, I mean, it's just stunning, isn't it? And it just looks like one of the, it's based obviously on one of the Louis Vuitton trunks. I love this combination. I just think it makes it a bit more carefree, a bit edgier, a bit more, I don't know, I wear a lot of black, and I just think this then brings both the black, and it just means it goes with everything then. So I love this one, and it's a firm favourite. It's just the look of it. And yes, it's not most practical, but you don't need the most practical bags all the time. So there's definitely times when this just suits where I'm going and what I have actually been shopping in this, because actually, as I say, if you take this with you and your phone, you don't really need anything else. So yeah, it's a lovely comfortable crossbody bag, beautiful as a clutch to hold in the if you're going out for the evening. Oh, absolutely love this. So this is my other favourite of the moment. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few different types of things, and one of the things I want to talk about was perfume. I have quite a few perfumes. I'm not a perfume collector, or I tend to stick to my favourite ones, and I do love Jo Malone, and this one is a particular favourite. So this is the Jo Malone, it's the Intense, the Cologne Intense, and it's Myrrh and Tonka. So I'll show you that one. And my daughters bought me this as a surprise for Christmas, and it's just, they knew that I liked this one. I kept looking at it and thinking it's so expensive. I just think Jo Malone is so expensive, but it is beautiful. And this one, it just smells of, it's just got that slight musk behind it, so it's not too, I'm not very keen on florals and anything too sweet. So I like quite woody, earthy smells. It's very hard to describe a smell, isn't it? But because this has got tonka bean in it, it's got that slight sweetness of, I suppose, like a vanilla, but then it's got the musk behind it, so it's not too too sweet or too flowery or too intense. It's just beautiful, and I've sort of thought of this as a winter fragrance, but actually who cares? Just wear what you want whenever you want, and this is just my favourite. Well, I have a few favourites, but this is a particular favourite, and because my daughters surprised me with it, that obviously means a lot as well. But yeah, my youngest daughter pinches this all the time. Yeah, so this is mine, keep off. But yeah, it's a definite firm favourite. So just on the theme, I suppose, of beauty, I absolutely love makeup, and I know I haven't mentioned any of that on my channel so far, but I just thought I'd mention a couple of things that I am absolutely loving, and some of them are new discoveries, some of them are old favourites, but and they're all things I use every day, so they're not in the best condition. But this is the first one I wanted to mention, which is the Luminous Silk by Armani Beauty. And so this is Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation. So yeah, this has been a favourite for a little while, and I think the Luminous Silk, I think it does, I'm wearing this one today, and I wear the colour 5.25 if anybody's interested. I'm very pale, I've got quite a pinky undertone, so, and obviously with the more mature skin that we're having to deal with these days, I think the Luminous Silk is a very good all over coverage, but not too heavy. Tends to cover some of the, can't do miracles, can it? But it does cover really well, and I do have quite a bit of redness here, and yeah, it's a definite firm favourite. And what I use with that also, and I'm a massive byTerry fan, and one of the other foundations I love is the Hyaluronic Foundation, which again, I think it's 300C in that one, and that's less full coverage, it's more medium, but it's buildable. You can layer it, and again, that seems to stay really well, so I love that one as well. But I just wanted to mention this one. So this is the byTerry concealer, and these are so expensive. I think this is 40 something. There's often sales, so I often wait till there's a sale or a deal or something, and I think I got this on All Beauty, and I bought 3 byTerry things. I ended up getting one of them in effect for free because it was pretty much 30 or 40% off. Anyway, I ended up doing really well, so in effect I sort of got this one for free, sort of. And yeah, I wear the colour medium peach. I use that colour, and this is if you're wearing, for example, the 2 foundations that I've mentioned, this is a really good colour concealer that's a really similar colour, so this helps for me to fill in the cracks wherever they are, or any blemishes. So this is pretty much a similar colour to the foundation. It's not a lighter one. I know a lot of people like to put a lighter concealer under their eyes to brighten their eyes, but I found as I've got older, the more brighter colours you put under your eyes just highlight the wrinkles under your eyes, or the concealers going to the cracks and crevices that are appearing. So for me, this is a really nice formula that actually goes really well and doesn't sit in your lines too much, and it is a similar colour to the foundation, so it just actually blends really, really well. So that is a definite everyday essential for me. Just under the, I've sort of done this the other way around, but this primer, so this is the Laura Mercier, and this is the Pure Canvas Primer. This is the Perfecting one, so it's the pale pink packaging. I have tried so many primers over the years, combination with foundations, and I find some of them really drying, that make your skin feel quite tight. I've got quite normal to dry skin, just to be just for information, but I found this one, it just sits on the skin really well. It feels really cooling. As I say, I have a little bit of rosacea on my skin, and I find this very cooling, and it sits really nicely. It feels nice on the skin, and more importantly, whichever foundation I use sits really well over this. And I've tried others. This is, again, is quite expensive. I think it's 30 odd pounds. But it does last quite a long time, and I have tried alternatives. I've tried the Beauty Pie one, I've tried Bare Minerals, okay, I've tried the YSL, I forgot what that one's called, but it's more of a like it's got like glitter in it, although it's not glittery on the skin. It's okay. Nothing. I think I've tried the Benefit ones, the Pore, I forgot what they're called now, but anyway, the Benefit ones. I've tried lots of different ones over the years, and I always come back to this one. And I just think on some things it's worth spending that bit more, and on other things it's not. So that is one that I definitely like. Okay, back to bags, because I know we all love bags, don't we? And I'm very fortunate enough to have a beautiful collection of bags, but one firm favourite that I've been gravitating to more recently, particularly over the summer, is this absolute stunner. So this is the Chanel 19, and this is in the denim. This is the small size, the smallest size that Chanel do, that isn't the wallet on chain version. And I bought this in Paris. I wasn't spending. I had just got the call from Hermes to pick up my beautiful Birkin 25 in Rouge Grenade. And I couldn't believe the timing. It was literally like something like 3 days before our trip to Paris. And I just was, oh, what? I mean, it's, again, first world problems, isn't it? What am I going to do? Well, of course, I'm going to go pick up the Birkin, but spending all that money meant, no, I can't spend anything in Paris now. So I was going to Paris with Amelia, with Lorna, with Jo, with Pamela, and with Emma. And of course, it's a luxury lovers shopping trip. So I was just, I'm not gonna be able to buy anything. And yeah, and then I was very naughty and I bought this. And it was because I saw it, and I think I've said the story in another video. We're waiting in Paris, particularly in Chanel. If you're buying anything, one of the other ladies was buying something, I wasn't obviously buying anything, you have to wait so long to be able to pay for your items and wait for them to be packaged. Obviously you don't mind waiting, it's a lovely experience being in Chanel, but it was crazy amount of time. Actually, it worked in my favour, because as we were sort of waiting for my friend to pay, I was having another little mooch round. We'd already been in there about 3 hours, so I thought I'd looked at everything. And as I was by one of the counters, it was all like mirrored, and one of the mirrors was the door into the storeroom, and I just saw the sales associate come out, and he was carrying this. And my eyes literally, and I just followed him, and I thought, ooh. I just thought, that's really nice. I'd never seen a denim one, and I just followed him, and I thought, oh, that's so nice. And they've been telling us, I know my friend Pamela, Bag Addict 71, she was talking to the sales associate about finding her Chanel 19 in the black leather, and it was impossible, and she actually finally got one. which was amazing. The sales associate there was amazing and really helped us out. But yeah, she was just saying there's no 19s, it's impossible. And so when I saw this, I thought, well, he's obviously taken that over to a customer because it's obviously reserved. And he walked with it, and I just followed him. And I just thought, I wonder where he's going with that. Which lucky person is getting this? And he put it on the top shelf. And I just sort of waited long enough to not be completely rude, but not too long that somebody else might go and grab it. And I just went, could I just have a look at that? And I just brought it down. And then the whole time that we're waiting to pay, which was it was easily another half an hour or so, I was just holding it, doing mud shots and going, what do I think? What do we think, ladies? And they were all in love with it, as we all were, because it's such a special bag. It's very, very different. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I understand that. Not everybody likes denim, and not everybody would pay that amount for a fabric bag. However, I just fell in love with it, and I loved how it was silver, mainly silver hardware with the denim. I thought that went really well. And then obviously it's got, as all the 19s do, it goes into gold, and then it's gold at the top with the leather tab. And Emma actually was the one that said, when you wear it here, the gold, because I think I suit gold jewellery better just because my skin tone. And she was saying the gold's really nice next to your face, but it's actually really lovely that it's got silver as well. So yeah, it had to come home with me. What can I say? And it's been an absolute favourite ever since. I think the 19 is an amazing bag. It's got the top handle, it's got the crossbody strap, you can use it on your shoulder. I've said in other videos, I don't really do that. And then inside, it's got different compartments. It's got a pocket at the back, which I've said in my other video. Just handy to have a pocket at the back and be able to put your phone in there quickly or whatever it is. And yeah, I use this all year round, but particularly for the summer, having a lovely fabric bag. Denim looks amazing, doesn't it? So yeah, absolute favourite. If you've seen any of my Instagram or any of my fitness videos on this channel, but I'm going through a real fitness journey at the moment. I'm focusing on getting fitter, stronger, healthier, eating well, feeling good. But as part of that, I do want to lose weight, and I've started to lose some weight now. So all good. But I've been living in sports attire because I'm training 3 times a week with a personal trainer. And then I'm also going on walks. Not as many as I should be, but I'm going on walks, and I go to the gym myself. And even just for lounging around the house, to be fair, I find sportswear just very comfortable. So just a couple of things to mention in the sportswear department. So the first one is these, and again, I live in these. These are from Sweaty Betty. I love Sweaty Betty. So this is the sports bra from Sweaty Betty. So I'm not going to show it on me because nobody needs to see that. Thank you very much. But this is, I'll put a link below if I can find it of what exactly this is called. But they do these in certain different styles. They do one that's a thicker band here, but I like the normal one because I find the thicker band, I did try it on, but it just rolls up. And I find it a lot more uncomfortable, even though it's supposed to be more comfortable. I find these ones perfect. So these are just the normal stretchy, I don't know what they call, like ultimate sports bra or something. So they're just stretchy. There's no padding, but you don't need it. For me, I think the class is as medium impact. But for me, I mean, I do a lot of, I suppose, strength training, some cardio finishers. I try not to do as much jumping around unless Lindsay really forces me to. Tend to prefer sort of the weight-based activities that aren't too taxing on the joints. So because you can get your heart rate up without having to do tons of absolute jumping and pounding. However, even if I'm doing some type of HIIT exercises, this is perfect for me. I've never once worn one of these and thought, oh, I needed something a bit higher impact. And I've also been running in these. I'm not a runner, don't like running. My ankles definitely don't like running, or the pounding on pavement is not good for my ankles. But yeah, these are amazing. I am, just to help anyone else, I think I'm currently a sort of UK 14, pushing into 16. I was definitely a 16. I'm coming back down now. So it's sort of in between a 14 and a 16, I would say, in a UK size. And I always buy medium in these. Obviously, depends how big your chest is. Mine isn't so big, but medium in these is perfect. They're supposed to be tight, they're supposed to be fitted, so they hold everything in. They're amazing. And the other thing just to mention, and I have lived in these, and again, I'm not going to show any mod shots because, again, the internet does not want to, or does not need to see that, but these are the power leggings, and these are the power leggings, and I must have about 10 pairs of these, I would say, and I just live in them. I've got different colours. I like dark hides everything. It's a lot more flattering. Doesn't matter what you look like at the gym, does it? However, I still want to feel okay, and also, you know, sweat proof and everything else, so I go for dark colours. And the best thing about these, they hold you in. They're high waisted but not too silly high waisted. They feel comfortable, definitely squat proof, but the best thing is they've got a pocket at the side. So, and I remember buying, I must have had, it's got a pocket at the side here on the leg, and you can fit your phone in there. So phone, AirPods, hands-free, wonderful. They're just perfect. And also for walking, I walk in these. I've got my phone in my pocket at the side. It's just all easy. And I remember buying, I must have had about 4 pairs of different ones of power leggings. And I remember going into Sweaty Betty and saying to them, why don't they do some with a pocket at the side? They have a pocket at the back, this little zip pocket, but it's tiny and I can't fit my phone in there. It's more just put your keys in if you're running, I think, or maybe a gym card. But yeah, I can't fit my phone in there. And I said to them, this was at a point where, you know, you want to listen to music when you go running or you're in the gym or something. And I said, you know, other brands do the pocket at the side, but these are by far the better leggings. So I had some Gymshark ones, I had some Lululemon ones. For me, Sweaty Betty all the way. So yeah, I kept saying to them, please feedback that it'd be amazing if, you know, because these are the leggings that I want to wear. But I really find the pocket at the side really, really useful. And then not long after, they brought them out, and I'm sure it wasn't me that influenced them to do that, but I'm sure if we all kept feeding back maybe the same thing, then they did start to listen. And of course it meant that the 4 pairs of leggings I had slightly became redundant. So I just use those now for personal training, because I don't need a pocket for personal training, because I'm not listening to any music when I'm personal training. I'm listening to Lindsay. So I don't need pockets for that when I'm personal training. So they're still getting use, but I ended up buying a load more. So that had the versatility of them. So yeah, Sweaty Betty for me. I've bought so many things from Sweaty Betty. I've just bought 2 hoodies from there, a cropped one and a longer oversized one, and they do amazing sales. They're the best for somebody who's living in fitness stuff and doing every type of exercise. Sweaty Betty. And just to finish off, I thought I'd mention a couple of things I've loved watching or reading. And actually, when I say reading, I don't read very often at all, but I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So when I go walking or in the car, I love listening to an audiobook, and I am always searching for some ideas of what to listen to, because I listen to so many that I finish them so quickly. It's, oh, what's next? What's next? So just to help anybody else that might be looking for some ideas, I thought I'd mention a couple of recent ones that I've really, really enjoyed. So yeah, please put down below if you're listening to anything and you really recommend it, because I would love to hear some recommendations, because I do run out very quickly. So I've written them down because I don't want to forget the authors and everything, but the one book, and I actually listen to it quite a long time ago, and I've listened to it again more recently, and it is, I think I just listened to it at the point in time where I just was in a bad place mentally, but I was trying to make some changes, and I was trying to bounce back from that. And I think I listened to this book just at the right time, and it hit such a nerve with me. So it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it was definitely mine. And it's a book called Can't Hurt Me, and it's by David Goggins. And if you haven't checked him out, he's an absolute crazy, I would call him a Fruit Loop in a really nice way. He's just a crazy, crazy person. And I don't want to spoil his story. I listen to quite a lot of autobiographies because I find it fascinating just about people. I love learning about people and why people have done what they've done. So I even like the things to do with crime or serial killers and things like that. I just find the psychology behind it really interesting. But I do like to hear about people's stories and people's lives, and where the background, you know, seeing somebody famous, the background and how they came to be famous and what they're doing. And I listen to a lot of books, even if I don't particularly necessarily like the person, because I just think they've probably had an interesting life and I'd like to hear about it. Anyway, David Goggins, this was his autobiography, and as I say, it's called Can't Hurt Me. And yeah, go check him out. It's a really long book, but it's so inspiring, so thought-provoking. He's had an incredible life, and if you like books that are all about overcoming certain things in your life, and yeah, he was a Navy SEAL. So I love anything to do with fitness, with training, with somebody who's overcome things. And yeah, so that is a definite favourite. I've also just listened to a book. Now let me get the title right of it. It was called 7 Steps from Everest, and there's something about mountaineering. I've no idea. I can't imagine myself ever wanting to be a mountaineer. I'm never going to be a mountaineer, but I'm absolutely fascinated by mountain climbing, and particularly Everest. And I've read, or should I say, I've listened to so many different autobiographies and stories and accounts of Everest. Oh, there's do you know, I can't remember half of the, I'll put some titles on the screen rather than going through them all, but there's ones like Into Thin Air, and I'm just absolutely fascinated with people's accounts of what they got up to on Everest. And I love any films or documentaries about mountaineering, and yeah, so I'm really interested in that for some reason. And yeah, this book, it was very light-hearted. It wasn't, it was very easy to listen to, and some of it was slightly sarcastic and wasn't exactly my cup of tea, but I really enjoyed hearing the story of how, and basically it talks about how he was just out walking, and he was a walker, and he liked to, and then he went hiking, and it was basically how he climbed Snowdon, which is the highest mountain in Wales, and how we went from that to Everest. And I just found it fascinating. Now, I've climbed Snowdon, and that was a huge achievement for me at the time. And yes, when you say you've climbed a mountain, it's like, that's incredible. But actually Snowdon's, much as it's the height of it is there, you actually start a little bit further up, and it is a very strenuous walk. It's not an actual climb. So there's parts of it that you're sort of clambering a little bit, but it's not mountain climbing. You don't need any particular equipment. It's a really lovely walk that then gets very steep. So there's lots of steps and rocks and bits to clamber over and climb up, a lot of screed and granite, and you know, to climb up. But it's not, you don't need any equipment. You're not in snow, you're not going up with crampons and ice axes and all of that. So so much as I say that's a massive achievement for me, it's obviously nothing like doing any of the Himalayan peaks or anything like that. However, it was a massive thing for me to be able to do, and I loved every second of it. And so I think it just hit a chord with me of, yeah, just listening to his journey. So that was a really good one. And then just one that was more of a fiction, just an easy listening again. It was a book, let me get this right, it was called Wrong Place, Wrong Time. And it's by Gillian McAllister. And again, it was just an interesting story of somebody where something bad happens on day 0 and she then wakes up day -1, day -2, and she's going back in time, but nobody else in the world is. It's just her perception of where she is, and she's trying to figure out how to get back to day 0 and stop the thing from happening. But everything she tries to do, she keeps going back. So if she does something in that particular day, she then goes back another day, so that day hasn't happened. So she can't write anything down or anything like that, because the day before, when she wakes up and it's then the day before that, she hasn't written it yet. So it blows your mind a little bit, and you have to sort of keep up with what's happening and where she is in the timeline compared to where the other people are in the timeline. And but it's very good, and I really enjoyed it. So that was just an easy listening, nice one. So yeah, and just on TV and film, I've just been obsessed with Elvis. Now, Elvis is a massive trigger for me. It just reminds me of my dad, and oh, that's a whole other story. And for years and years, I haven't really been able to listen to Elvis because it brings back some quite emotional memories for me. And I think I've said in another video, music takes me straight back to a certain point. And sometimes I can listen to it, and sometimes I can't listen to it. It depends what's going on at the time. And so when the Elvis film came out, the Baz Luhrmann film with Austin Butler, I was desperate to see it, but I was also knowing I was going to be incredibly emotional watching it. And yeah, and I was, and I cried like a baby. I mean, my daughters, I think Andrew was away or he was somewhere, he couldn't come anyway, and just me and my daughters went, and I sobbed, literally tears come absolutely running down my face for a lot of the film, particularly near the ending. I won't spoil it for anybody, but I think everybody knows the story anyway, don't they? Anyway, it's just brought back my obsession with Elvis. And so anyway, we've bought the film now because it's on Apple TV, and I've watched it again, cried again. But I love it, and I've been listening so much to his old music, and I've got my daughters a bit obsessed, particularly my eldest daughter, just obsessed with certain songs. I was going through YouTube, watch this, Eve, watch this, and saying to her, oh, we need to watch King Creole. It's, you know, he was such a beautiful human when he was younger. Oh my goodness. Him and George Michael are my two absolute loves. So yeah, so music wise, I've been obsessed. I've been listening to all the old Elvis stuff, and all the emotional songs like If I Could Dream, and and The Wonder of You, and don't know, I've sent myself crazy with it, but I've just loved it. So they're favourites that have been happening as well. TV wise, there's literally nothing to watch. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube and old Hey You, like Real Housewives rubbish. So if anybody has got any suggestions of good TV shows, please put them below, because yeah, I would love to watch a box set of something that I used to get obsessed with all sorts of different ones, and now there doesn't seem to be anything. It seems a bit rubbish at the minute. So yeah, so that's my current favourites. So yeah, I'm going to try and edit this video down because I've waffled on far too long again. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another one. And one more favourite that I nearly forgot, and it's because it's behind me, so just bear with me. This is my absolutely wonderful Wild Unfiltered. I suppose it's like a plaque, it's like a wooden plaque, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law had this made for me, and got me this for my birthday, and oh, I was just absolutely flawed, honestly. I just thought it was so thoughtful. Yeah, and I think they know how hard it is for me to put myself out there, and they know the struggles I've been through in the last particularly couple of years. And yeah, it was just a wonderful, wonderful, thoughtful sentiment to yeah, to think of me and get this made for me and sent for my birthday. And yeah, I just love it so much. It's obviously got a bag on there, which is which is perfect for me. And yeah, I now put this in every single video. So yeah, I have it behind me. Hopefully you've seen it before, and yeah, I'm just going to try and make sure it's in every single video that I do, because it just means the world to me that somebody thought of me. And yeah, I think they just understand how hard it is to put yourself out there, particularly on something like YouTube. And yeah, I just love it. So you know who you are. Thank you so much.